Hi, welcome to Team Impact for City and County Credit Union. My name is Tisha Sheridan and I'm the Member Connections Manager. We come together today for International Women's Day. We're doing an interview series of phenomenal women. Today I have with me Darlene Bell, who is the Executive Director for Twin City Cares Movement, Mentoring Movement. Also a partner with Quality Parent Initiative and has been involved with over 30 years of foster and adoption care, which I know you are extremely passionate about. Thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to have this interview with me for City and County Credit Union's Team Impact as we celebrate, acknowledge, and uplift women in Minnesota, nationally, and around the world.
I am honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Tisha.
Of course. Darlene, you are an inspiration to the community and the children that you had an impact for both over the many years that you've been involved with saving children from not feeling loved or wanted. It takes a passionate person like yourself to continually do the work that you do. It is an honor to have you here with us today.
Awesome.
I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
So the first question is, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
It means like a longevity of Mother's Day, sisterhood, celebrating our sisters. And that is something that I try to do that every day. Not just a day or a month, I try to do that every day. I literally stand on the shoulders of so many that have went before me, that have paved the path, that have taught me how to be a wife, a sister, a mother, a daughter, an aunt, a friend. And I learned this from my mother, from my grandmother, from my dad and my mom's sisters, my teachers, my coaches, my mentors. And so International Women's Day, Women's Month, we need to hold on and uplift each other as sisters in this whole movement of being women, phenomenal women.
I totally agree with you. How has working for Twin Cities mentoring movement allowed you to fuel your passion, vision, and leadership in the Black community?
Well, the Twin Cities Cares Mentoring Movement, it's an affiliate of National Cares Mentoring Movement that was started by one of the trailblazers, the founder of that, Susan L. Taylor of Essence Magazine. And she is my living legend. It means the world to me because everybody needs somebody. And in this day and age, our youth definitely need able, stable adults to just stand in the gap for them and mentor them. I definitely had mentors along the way, not even formal mentors. Mine were, like I said, my mom, my aunts, my coach, my teachers were my mentor, and not even through a nationally recognized or a local mentoring organization. So I take a lot of pride and honor in being able to stand in the gap for our young people.
Nice, we appreciate that. You've also been involved in foster care and adoptive care for over 30 years.
Yes.
Please share with me some of your many success stories of children's lives that you've had a positive impact on over the years.
Well, I'll tell you, children come into our home as strangers, but they definitely leave as family. And as a foster parent, as a kinship parent, as an adoptive parent, me and my husband, Curtis, we literally know that we are a bridge, not a lift bridge. See, the lift bridge, that means the kids don't get reunified. We're a bridge to take the children from tragedy to triumph. And not just the children, the young people, the teens that come into our home, but also the parents, the biological parents, the biological families. So that's our role right there to, like I said, just to be a bridge over troubled water for these families. And foster care and adoption is something that all of us can do. I think back to a quote where you say, all do some, but some do all. There are so many people that are standing in the gap, and we so appreciate that. But there are so many others that we need to just help stand in the gap so that these children can just be children. We had a sibling group of 4 Liberian children that came into our home. And a lot of people think, because they're Black and brown, that the culture is the same. The culture was not the same. These babies came into our home, and the first thing they asked us, Tisha, was, do you cook fufu? We were like, no. They said, did you cook pepper soup? Like, no. So before I reached out, that was my second leg, and that should have been my first. Before I reached out, I was like, hey, I'll run to Target and get a rice cooker, because they're talking about all this rice. No, that wasn't it. I literally had to go to our community center where I know Liberian women work at. They came into our home and they prepared these children's native foods. And that changed my whole perspective right there. And that's what QPI does. Each one teach one. So some have expertise in hair. You have our Black and brown babies that go into homes that aren't homes of color, and the foster parents, the kinship, they have no idea how to care for our hair or our baby's hair. That's when you reach back to your community. That's that whole piece. And with QPI, Quality Parenting Initiative, that's what it is. Every child deserves quality parents. Every child. And sometimes that's not your biological parents that do that. Sometimes that's auntie. Sometimes that's a neighbor. But every child deserves that. And me and my husband, we definitely stand in the gap. With QPI, we are advocates, 100% advocates for people of color, our Black and brown babies, and to have a voice. It's one thing to have a seat at the table, but it's another thing to have a voice. And that's what we advocate for our young people, our teens, when they go to court, to have a voice, to be heard. That makes a world of difference in their growth.
Right.
So as you can tell, I'm super passionate. I could, oh God, I could tell you 100 stories, and that probably still wouldn't be all of them.
Right. Well, we appreciate you sharing that beautiful story. What advice would you give to girls and children about being financially educated in today's world?
I would tell them to seek out city and county credit union, number one, or seek out a financial institution just to get financial literacy. And that goes for the parents, of course, or the caregivers, to steer them to that. We give our children, our grandchildren, we give them allowance. And of that allowance, we say 60-40. 60% you save, 40% you live on. If you start that at a young age, it will follow them. My parents did it with us. They did it to the degree of, we even had to tithe in church off of our dollar. That was a dime. That was a dime. So I would say to teach the children the importance of the dollar. It goes a long way, and it teaches them to save. It makes them proud when they can save up to buy their favorite thing, or to buy that gift for Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthday. So yeah, I would say number one, city and county credit union.
Well,
I know
thank you.
you all have a program.
We do, city and county, city and county credit union, we truly do value educating the youth, educating girls to be financially smart. And so we do have courses that we offer children. We also have CD youth to be able to start that financial journey. So we really appreciate that. So my last question to you would be, what is something that you would like to share with our young girls on being future leaders and trailblazers like yourself?
Well, Maya Angelou said it best. It's short and it's sweet. But she said, a leader sees greatness in other people. He nor she can be much of a leader if all she sees is herself.
Oh, that is nice. Very appropriate to the last question. You know, Darlene, thank you for an amazing interview for today for City and County's Team Impact for International Women's Day. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your passion, and having a big heart for all that you do and the positive role model for the children in the community. We appreciate you being a leader, connector, and a mentor, and you are truly an inspiration.
Thank you so much. And I actually look forward to Twin Cities Cares partnering with City County Credit Union to maybe come in and talk about your different programs and the literacy, the financial literacy piece of it with our young people in the community. We would love to have you all.
I'm sure we can make that happen for City Council with you. So we definitely appreciate that. So again, thank you for taking your time out, and it was very enjoyable. And we can tell you're very passionate about what you do. And please continue doing all the wonderful work in the community. You have a good
Thank
day.
you. Thank you, you too.